guys. Okay, I am here with just a simple storage solution video really. I have lace coming out of my ears now. I went for a long time where I didn't have any at all, and then I have just way too much of it. And I bought these quite some time ago, and I've put them in these plastic wallet pencil case things, and they got put into a basket and I completely forgot they even existed. Yeah, so I set to thinking, right, well, I need a way to store these better than that and not take up as much room in the basket, because I do use these for a lot of other things, especially ephemera. And so I came up with this, which is something and nothing. A lot of people use things like this, but that's just my pins to hold it. But these come off the little socks that I buy. I buy the, I can't even remember what they're called now. They're just little socks, basically. And I've only got tiny feet. And I looked and I thought, well, you know, it's wide there and thin there, and it's really good for wrapping things around. So, of course, I wrap some of them around and it works perfect. And I recently restocked on my socks, so I have loads of these now. Previous times, I would use these little dolly pegs, and I would wrap lace around the dolly pegs, but as you can see, it becomes a bit tedious having to root through everything, and then I root through it all with all the good intentions of putting it back nice and neatly, but then I never do. So I am trying to come up with ways of redoing some of my craft stash, and well, also whittling some of it down, but redoing it to make it more practical. So once I've done this, whether I use these or not, I will be sorting these out in a similar manner, and then they will either stand up like so in a tub or whatever, or I will store them back to back in these. Now they would normally lie flat, but this is pom-pom trim, so that won't. And by doing that, instead of only one on there and it being bulky, I've managed to get 4 different lots of lace on there, so that's even cooler. So that's how I normally store my lace. Now, my threads, I store on these cards, and all they are tabs, basically. I have a tab punch. I have this one. It's a 3-inch tab punch. Nothing special. I got it from Amazon. And obviously it creates these tabs, and then all I do is I just cut a little nick out of it there, wrap the thread around, and then pop it through there. And then if I have any loose threads the same colour, which I do tend to get quite a bit of, but if I have any loose threads the same colour, I just use my little hole puncher and put them there, and then just loop them on the end so that they're all together. This is one where I had more than one thread, obviously, but not a lot of them, so I've just put them in a single layered one with little hole punches in them. Again with these, actually I think these came as sets. I think they come as little sets of coloured threads, so I've just done them together. Now you can do the lace the same way you do these with these. I will demonstrate. So you need some cardstock, some fairly thick cardstock. Okay, you also need to push hard enough for it to go through. That was a bit of a dud. Okay, let's try that one again. There we go, that's better. It's usually better at cutting than that. So yeah, you could use your thread. laces in the same way with these. So let's just grab some out. Okay, and that little bit there, you just put a little bit over there, and then you just start wrapping until you cover it, which is pretty cool. But then of course you have lots of these little ones lying around, like in there, rather than a big one with a few on. So a lot of rooting and rummaging going on. I wouldn't say it's going to take up as much room. Okay, so you just wind it around like that, and then you pop a little pin in it like that to hold it, and there you go. Now you could stand them up like that so you could see what it is. You could get quite a few of them compared to one of these, but I like the idea of having a few different ones on one thing. So, and it doesn't have to be these, obviously, you can put them on whatever you want. So I'm going to just go through these and find some that are relatively the same colours or complement each other anyway. So, I mean, already that's freed up 2 envelopes. Okay, so some more blues here. So that's 3 envelopes freed up there, and then some more there. So I'll put that one with that because that is a similar colour to that, turquoisey. They're blues. I've got some blue in there that could go with it. Actually this as well, because it's blue sparkle. I love this stuff. I have this in silver, but this is blue sparkle. Okay, so, and then there's another blue one there. So it's not all going to go on together, but let's see, right, that's all pinky stuff. Okay, so pop them to one side. Where's it gone? There it is. Alright, and let's start. Okay, so I will start with this one because it's quite wide. It's stretchy as this, not that it matters, it's stretchy as this, it's quite wide. So we'll start with that one in the middle, or what about this one? Oh, I love that, beautiful. No, we'll start with this one. And I'm just going to put this right slap bang in the middle. So again, you just do it the same way you would do the smaller ones. You just wrap it around. Try and keep it straight and flat. Now you could do this with just normal card. Just cut a little thing out of it, or just wrap it round as it is. Now because that doesn't quite go round the other side, and I don't want to stretch it round, although I could do, but I don't really want to. Well, you could do, it's stretchy, so I could stretch it around to that side, or because it doesn't quite reach, you could just fold it over and pin it. I think I will just fold it over and pin it. I don't really want to stretch it. And then just some dressmaking pins, that's all they are. Oops, don't bend it like that. And then just go in at a slight angle. Make sure the pin goes in under the material, then you're not poking yourself. Excuse me while I just move the camera further towards me. Sorry if I've been out of frame this whole time. And there you go, you've got the start of that one. What do we put? What should we put on next? That's a bit light, so let's go with this one next. Okay, so again, just stick that there. You could, if you wanted to, put just a little tiny blob of Fabri-Tac on there, which I'm going to do. And just bear with me a moment while I open a new bottle, because my other one is all gloopy and not fit for purpose really at the moment. Okay, so if we just put a little dab of glue there, that's actually too much of a little dab. If we just put a little bit there and pop that onto it, leave it for a few minutes to dry. Well, a few seconds to dry. Then when we wrap, it doesn't all stick to it. You don't have to do that. You can just wrap it on itself and it would be fine. But that just helps the process if you need a bit of helping hand holding it in place, and move it around, and then you just start wrapping again. There we go. Straighten it out as we go along. Okay. And then I try and keep the pins on the same side. I wouldn't advise using your Fabri-Tac to glue it to the other bit once you've finished. Just use your pin for that. Okay. And there we have another layer, like so, which is pretty cool. So when it's stood up, you know, you get them stood up next to each other, either way, and you can see which laces you have, rather than rummaging through lots of different ones. So let's do this on here. I was going to do it on the other side, but we'll do it here. I'm not going to glue that bit. I am just going to go around with it, like so. Fold it under. Now this stuff can be a little bit tricky to get your pin through because it's not actually lace. Oh, yep, see, it's gone through. Okay, so I'll squish it between the layers. Okay, yeah, so that's not as sturdy on there, and the pin is still coming through. This one might not work on here quite as good. Okay, that's better. Not perfect, but that's better. Okay, let's see how cool that looks. And then do this one. Yes, let's do this one next. It's only a thin one, but there's quite a bit of it, so we'll put this down here, and again I'm going to put a little blob of Fabri-Tac there just to help me along the way. Also because it's at the end and I don't want it to fall off, slide off. So we'll just pop that there, and then we start wrapping. Oops. And try not to take everything else with it. Love this one, it's a really lovely thin lace. And try not to bend it whilst you're wrapping it, because then it won't sit flat. Okay, and then again we'll just fold that under. We'll get a pin and pin it on, and there we go. It looks a bit like a flip-flop. That's not actually going to stay on there with the look of it, but never mind. Yeah, it kind of looks like a groovy sandal. Cool. Okay, so there we have two. Now let's see what they're like if we put them back in these little envelopes. Not envelopes, but pouches. Okay, well, that is cool. Yes, it bulks a little bit, but do you know what? Instead of only having 2 laces in either side, I now have 8 in each one. So that's got to be a bit more of a bonus. For now, I will just put them back in like this, rather than standing them up in a tub, because I don't have any spare tubs at the moment. But I'm going to get on now and do the rest of these, not all of these laces. All of these will be done at a different time when I've figured out what I'm going to do with the storage. Yeah, because they fit nicely in there and they stack on top of each other anyway, so they'll stay like that. But I'm just going to go through all these and do the same process. I will probably film a little bit of it and speed it up, but then I'll come back at the end. Okay, guys? Okay guys, I'm done, and yeah, a bit time consuming but nice and relaxing activity. So we've got the white one, we've got the blue one that we did on camera. Love how that just looks like a flip-flop. And then this one I believe was the one I did and sped up, and then I've done these 3 off camera. So yeah, I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, which is only going to take up 3 of these envelopes pockets now instead of 3. Well, I've got 3 spare, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so now I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. So I'm going to put the white one in there, and then I'm going to put this one in here with the white one, because they're all kind of, all kind of neutral colours, and that won't close now. But never mind, because like I said, I'm not planning on keeping them in here permanently. Obviously the blue ones can go in together. So will that close, do you think? Yep, it will. Cool. Okay, and then I'll put these in together as well. So, and again, I can see what lovely laces I have that I'd forgotten about. Like I said, I completely forgot these existed, and I've had these for ages. I got them on Amazon, eBay, years ago. A long time ago. I think I did a video when I got them. But then I just completely forgot all about them because they got tucked away, and yeah, just forgot they were there. So, but I really like how they're looking now. And yeah, so like I said, I think I will get some, well, not get some, but find a basket or something, or a plastic tub, something like that, and stand them up in it that way, like that, even if I leave them in these pouches, but leave the pouches open maybe, so that I can just quickly root through, because whilst they're in these, they actually protect them from dust and things. But yeah, so there we go, guys, a nice little, well, hopefully relatively quick, I'm looking for another packet and there isn't, there's only 3. Look, relatively quick and simple. Well, that one had them in anyway. Okay, so I've got 4 spare now instead of 3. Okay, so a relatively quick and simple storage method for laces and things, and not just laces, you could do it with trims, or you could do it with little pieces of material and things like that as well. Yeah, so there we go, guys, and again I reused, well, managed to do it using these little cards that my socks came on. So happy days, and I've got loads left, so I can get through hopefully some of this lot and repurpose those baskets for something else. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!